about, right? So we started with DDL commands first, basics of DML commands, right? Then we moved to basic aggregate functions or operators first, right? Operators, then basic aggregators, right? Aggregations, mathematical aggregations. Then we talked about group by, right? We talked about group by in detail. Then we also talked about, after group by, we talked about join in detail. There was order by, having, all basic concepts as well. So these were main things that we have covered till now. Everyone agrees to this? Yes or no, everyone? Right? Very good. Right. Now, what is the next target? Right. Agenda. Right. We are at the last 20% of the sequel, but believe me, this last 20% is the most important out of whatever we have studied. Right. 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 So today we are going to start with nested subqueries, nested queries. Right. So first we will start with the nested queries. Once it is done, we will move to Windows function. And I believe Windows function will take a lot of time, right? So this is something that we are going to see. After Windows function, we are going to see common table expression, common table expressions. We are going to see this. That is also called as CTEs, right? CTEs. Then we are also going to see user defined functions, UDF, user defined functions, right? Right. So CTEs are not very hard to understand. UDF is little tricky, but if you remember the syntax, then it's very easy. And after that UDF, we are also going to see, right, stored procedures, stored procedures and views, and views. Actually, these cities should be followed by stored procedures, right? That is something that we have to uh, so I'll just write it like this: views and is user defined functions. So views and user defined functions and UDF. Then we are going to see stored procedures, right? Then as usual, we have to also see date time in SQL, date time in SQL. And lastly, as I had promised, right, but pretty much not sure, that is data model, right? Normalization, normalization. We are going to see this in detail. So this also I have a doubt, right? So what I'm going to teach in data model, normalization and indexing is fine. That's not a big deal. But at least with data model, right, I am thinking what to teach and what not to teach. So this is something that we are going to see in coming classes. Now what I have decided, right, uh, okay, let me see. I'm not sure that how much I'm going to complete first, or I should start parallelly statistics, right? So my thought process would be to start the statistics parallelly, but it might get uh, a lot of things in one go. That's why I'm not so confident. But let's see, because anyway we have to study 20%. So I was thinking to complete this in today's class, but you know uh, it is not going to be completed in today's class. But yes, we'll try to see till Windows function, right? Right, till Windows function at least, right? So let's start, right? Because common table expressions will not take much time, views and UDF is also not take much time, date time in SQL will not take much time, stored procedures little bit of time. Other than that, all this I have to plan what I have to teach actually, right? Data model, normalization and indexing is indexing is easy, but yeah. That's the thing. Anything? Do you think, guys, any other topic is left? What do you think, guys? I don't think any topic is left in MySQL. I have been asking previously as well, but I guess this should be fine, right? Right. So let's start, guys. So we are going to start with nested queries or subqueries, right? So we will start with first subqueries, right? Then we'll move to window function. So subqueries, right? So basically, subqueries are, what is the meaning of subquery? Simple nested query is a subquery, right? Right. Nothing else. Yes or no? Right. What is, right? What is subquery? Is a nested query, and I have given you some examples as well, right? But subqueries are of three types. First is scalar. Guys, today the class is very tricky. We have to preserve our energy because subquery is not important, but this window function is very, very important. But subquery is in the sequence first. So we'll complete subquery and then we'll come to Windows function. Till here, actually, SQL is the, SQL, the most important topics of SQL is still here itself. After that, these are very easy to understand. You don't need to worry about this. But Windows function, you have to understand in a very good way. So that's why please preserve your energy, right? Right. And focus in the class. And always remember, today at least you have to be there till last. Even if it is 9:30, you have to be till today till last, right? So subqueries are of three types. First, the subquery which returns a scalar value, scalar value. Then it will return row subquery, right? Right. Or let's say row value. And then let's say if returns the table value, right? Right. Right. Now, now I cannot explain you theoretically here because we have to see this straight to the practical implementation. So let's start. So what I'm going to do, right? Right. I will open a script, right? Oh, learn DB. So do you guys remember where was Titanic dataset? Anyone? It was in learn. Very good. It was in learn. So we are going to see this Titanic dataset again. So here I will start a new script. Already you have imported Titanic dataset at many point of time, right? So let's start. So subquery or nested query, whatever you want to say, a query inside query is called as subquery. A query inside a query inside a query is called as subquery. Right? 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 Subquery is of three types. Subquery is of three types. Three types. Three types. First, right, row subquery, which returns sorry, a scalar subquery, scalar, scalar, scalar subquery, which returns one value, which returns, which returns a value. Can be any number. It can be also a categorical value, right? Anything. This is scalar subquery. Then we have row subquery, which returns, which returns row values, returns row values. Then we have table subquery, table subquery, which returns a table, which returns a table. That is the understanding. But how to say this, right? How to execute this? How to understand the difference? We will start slowly, right? We'll see it everything in detail. So let's start, guys. So let's start. First question, right? Before that, use learn because this is a database where I have the, all the required tables, and then select asterisk from Titanic, from Titanic. Let's say this is something, yeah, right, 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 that I am executing, right? So this is a Titanic data set. First question is find find the youngest passenger on Titanic, right? Through this question, we will try to understand why subquery is needed. If subquery is not there, is it that there will be a lot of problem, right? So we are going to understand this with this question, right? Right. So let's start, right? Anyone, right? Please solve it. Anyone, if you solve it, please let me know. Find the youngest passenger on Titanic. So let's say you don't know, right? Right. Subquery. Then what you will do? You will do one thing. Select, right? Minimum of age from Titanic. Yes or no? This is a thing that you will do first. So the minimum age is 5, right? Right. Right. Then what will you do? After that, you realize that the 5 years old is the minimum. Then you will write the next query. Select name age from Titanic. See here, where age is equals to 5. You will do like this. Then you will realize these are the names which has age 5. Yes or no? Everyone, right? Right. It was supposed to return one value, but it is returning a lot of more values. So this is an example of row subquery. Right. 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 So if you just remove this name, right, execute this. So this is an example of, right, row subquery. It means one column but multiple values, multiple rows. So row subquery. This is example of row subquery, but I will write it again. But this is something that you will be doing, right? But there is a problem in it. What is the problem? You are hard coding the values, right? You are hard coding the values, right? Now, since you are hard coding the values, that's a very bad thing. Then that's where, so a verb, you are you are hard coding the values, right? Instead, what you should do? Instead instead you should use subquery subquery or nested query for dynamic result, right? How? That is the next question. How can you use that? So simple. So let's say I will just write select name, right? Select name age from Titanic, from Titanic. Let's say select name age from Titanic, and then where age is equals to, now we will go on the top and just see that this is the value. So minimum age, select where age is equals to something like this. So we will just put like this. Done. And now if you execute this, this is the value. So in other word, now you are not hard coding the value of minimum, that is 5 years, rather than you can simply write where age is equals to this, right? Right. Yes or no, right? Right. Here I have been where I had written, I guess, right? Age is equals to 5. Age is equals to 5. This is the understanding, right? Right. Yes or no? And this is the necessity of subquery, right? This is the example of, this is example of row subquery. If you limit the value to 1, if you limit the value to 1 in subquery, this becomes subquery, this becomes it becomes a scalar subquery. No, what I did something wrong. Even if you don't limit, it is, yeah, it is fine. Row subquery. Now I will give you more example. Don't worry about this. Right. Next question is find passengers with highest fare. With the highest fare. Find the passengers with highest fare. Now this is the question. This is very interesting question. Find the passenger with highest fare. Please try it out. Right. Now it should be very easy. Find the passengers with highest fare. You says done it. Right. So here I will just write select name fare from Titanic, where where fare is equals to max fare select max fare from Titanic. That's it. Right. Select max fare from Titanic. Now if you just execute this, here you will get all the names, something like this. Right. 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 Another example. Right. Another example. Right. Find the total number of passengers. Find the total number of passengers. Number of passengers who paid more than average fare. Next question. Answer me, guys. Find the total number of passengers who paid more than average fare. It is now becoming very easy, right? So what you will do? Again, just instead of max, here you will just write right average fare. Done. No any problem, right? Ah, is it? There is no any passenger. Okay, sorry. Right. Find out number of passenger who paid more than average fare. Right. So here fare is greater than what I am done. This would be greater than. And now if you execute, you will get the value. See. These are the passengers. If you want to know the count, you can just do count star. So count star. So count star, that will give you the total number. Right. Count all. That's it. See, 144. Right. Very good, not a problem till now. This was some example of row, right? Sorry, scalar subquery. Now example of row subquery, right? So now it will start, uh, increasing the bar, right? Right. So the question is, find the passenger with with highest fare, highest fare along with their class. This is the next question. Find the passenger with the highest fare along with the class. This is very interesting. Very interesting question. I am not no, uh, assuming that you guys will do it, right? But let's try it out, right? Right. So find the passenger with highest fare along with their class. Right. First thing, if you are not using any subquery, then how will you find the passenger class? So select P class, then max fare. So select P class, then we have max of fare, right? Then what you will do? From Titanic. So from Titanic, all right? From Titanic. Now, you want to group by class, right? Right. So group by class. So let's say group by passenger class, P class, right? And then order by maximum fare. So order by maximum fare, maximum fare. This is something you will do, and then maybe order by descending and limit one, right? Limit one, right? Something like this. Execute this. So maximum fare is this, and passenger class is one. So here, if you see, there are two columns that you are getting. It means this is a row subquery. One row is there, you are getting this value, right? Actually, this is again example of table subquery, right? Row subquery means only one column and multiple rows. But anyway, so let's say this is the value that you have got. You can just remove one class, then it becomes a row subquery. But anyway, so here this is the thing. Now, how to write this in the subquery format? Right. This is very interesting, and I haven't obviously taught it. Right. But if you think you can do this, so what do you have to do? Select, see here, select name, p class, p class. Then we have fair. See here, fair. Carefully from Titanic, not Titanic, Titanic, from Titanic, and then here is the main thing where p class, p class and fair is equals to this value. Done. You are done. You are done. That's it. Done. Right. Now, if you execute this, here you got the name with passenger class and fare. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Right. If you break the problem statement, it is going to be very easy. Only new thing was there that you can use the condition on two columns together. Right. Should I give you one more interesting question, guys, everyone? One more interesting question. Just one more interesting question. This is going to be fun. Find the oldest and youngest passenger together. Find the oldest and youngest passenger together. Find the oldest and youngest passenger together. This is the question. Find the oldest and youngest passenger together. Quickly. Everyone, trying it out. Right. Very good, Sada. So without even nested queries or subqueries, Sada has done it. Right, 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 right. Pius has also tried it. Other people, guys, quickly. Praveen, Tanya, Saurabh, Gaurav, Kailas. Right. Please try it out. Right, right, right. So let's try it. Let's try to do it. Find oldest and youngest passenger together. So how will you do? Select, select name, then age. Right. Select the name and age from Titanic. Right. Since this was related to subquery, so what I'm going to do? Where age in, where age in. So here I will just write select mean of age from Titanic, mean of age from Titanic. Then, right? Then union select max of age from Titanic. Max of age from Titanic. This is something that I will be doing here. That's it. Now, if you just execute this, here you will get minimum age and the maximum age name like this. Yes or no? Everyone? Yes or no? Right, right, right. Clear? So now let's move ahead with the table subquery. Right? Table subquery. This is also very interesting. Subquery. Right? Always remember this subquery is just a best practice. Write the query whatever way you want to. Now, table subquery. Find all passengers. Find all passengers who had a higher than fare higher than the average fare in the class. Average fare, average fare in their class. This is the question. Find all passengers who has a fare higher than the average fare in their class. This is the question. Find all passengers who has a fare higher than average fare in their class. This is the question, guys. See carefully. Higher than the average fare in their class. This is very, very important. Right. So first of all, I will just break it. Select P class, average fare, from Titanic, right, right, and then group by P class, by P class, right. If you just do this, you will get the average fare, class 1, class 2, and class 3, right, 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 right. Now, what you have to do? You have to select all the passengers, right? Select all the passengers, right? You have to select all the passengers. Select here asterisk from Titanic, where where P class and fare, P class and fare, right? Fare, right, right, right. In, right, in, and put the subquery like this. In, like this. In, I think this should be greater than, but let's see it. So if you just execute this now, here you will not find, because this should be uh, to find all the passenger who has a fare higher than the average fare in their respective class. Mhm, mhm. Find all the passengers. Find all the passengers who has a higher fare than the average fare. Uh, mhm. Join. Pius has used join. Hello. If I wanted to use join, I could have used earlier as well. I want to make sure that I solve it using subquery, right? So uh, find all the passengers who has fare higher than this. Hmm. All right. Rishikesh has written. Yeah, that is join. I can just do it using join. Right. Okay. There is no any option. What I will do, I will just use you know uh, okay, no, Rishikesh code is not using join. Very good. Rishikesh and Santanu has done it. So very good. So basically, what is the problem here? This in till here it was fine, right? But here you have a condition higher than the average fare. So instead of going this way, right, there will be slight change. What I can do, where fare is greater than, right, fare is greater than. That's it. This is the first thing. Fare is greater than. Then select average fare, select average fare, select average fare, right, from Titanic, right, right. Now here I will just name it as T2, right? So T2, I will name it as a T2, and this will be your T1. This type of query already I have discussed in the earlier classes as well. So select average fare from T2, from Titanic here, from Titanic, from Titanic, from Titanic, where T1 dot P class, T1 dot P class is equals to T2 dot P class, right? T2 dot P class, T2 dot P class. This should be executed now. So I'll just remove this, right? So from Titanic T2, just like this, done. So now what is the problem? Okay, 2 times from is there. So now if you just execute this, here all the passengers are there, where the average fare is, so where the fare is greater than average fare. So this is something, this is how you got it. And earlier also I had discussed this, but this is also example of nested subquery, but this way you have it in, right? So this is the understanding, right? Right. This is the understanding, right? Anyone has any question? Did you guys understood this? Yes or no? Everyone, this you guys understood or not? Quickly, right? Right. Right. Everyone understood this, right? Everyone, I want to hear yes or no from everyone. Now, now, now. Oh, right. Tanya says, I think the result is not correct. Result is correct. See your fare, the average fare is little bit on a lower side. That's why you see all the values. You are not seeing the $5 or $2, something like this. Right? See the index 747, 755. Right? Or even if you can just do like this to get the average fare. Now I'm thinking of a one question similar to this. Right? The average fare is 45. Okay. And this fare value, if you see, for each of the class. Select Titanic T1. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 45. Yes, the values are not correct. Guys, I will see this. I don't think this is correct. Maybe there is uh, something wrong going on. Right. Actually, I wanted to club the information of group by. Right. But I will just comment it here. I will see it at a later stage. Okay. Now, guys, right, moving ahead, right, there's one more question that I will be discussing, right. Find 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 the survival rate of each gender. This is the question. Find the survival rate of each gender, right, right, right. Find the survival rate for each gender. I think this should solve the purpose what I wanted to explain. But anyway, so I want to use group by and nested subquery together. That is my idea. So find the survival rate for each of the gender. Find the survival rate of each of the gender. That's the question, right? Please try it out, guys. Try it out. Let's see. Right, right, right. Let me try also because I also don't know the answer. So select sex is there, and then I will write select count count asterisk, and then from Titanic, let it be T2 because T1 I will give an outside, and then where T1 dot sex is equals to T2 dot sex, T2 dot sex. This is something that is there, and survived is equals to 1. So let's say here I will write and survived equals to 1, because people who have survived is equals to 1. As this question, when I had thought of it in the first time, also it was hard for me that point of time also. uh, so now this is there into 100. I will just write into 100, and then I will divide by the total count. So count asterisk. So count asterisk. So this will be your subquery. Now this will be as survived percentage. Survived percentage. Now as survived percentage it is there, then it will be from Titanic. From Titanic, and this from Titanic will be your T1, and this T1, so I'll just put it like this: from Titanic, T1, T1, and then group by sex column, right? Group by sex column. Very good. So 82% and male 30%. But anyway, this when I had no, thought of, you can use this, you can use other method as well, having and do the same thing, but this is the understanding. Anyone tried it? Anyone tried it? Find the survival rate of each gender. Right, right, right. Anyone tried it out? Tried it out, guys? Anyone? Right. Anyone tried it out? Right. Parveen says it is giving 84 for female. I don't know. 84 for female. I think query is correct. Survived equals to 100 count star. It is very simple query. It is very simple query. Right. Right. Okay. Next question. Little bit more easier question. Right. I think this. But let's see. Find top five. First easy question. Top five oldest passengers who survived. Oldest passengers who survived. Next question. Let's try it out. Find the top five oldest passenger who survived. This is going, guys, going to be very easy. Very easy query. Find the oldest top five oldest passenger who survived. Right, right, right. Quickly try it out, everyone. Find the top five oldest passengers who survived. Right. Is anyone trying it out? Right. Is it anyone trying it out? Find the top five oldest passenger who survived. Right. No one is trying it out. Right. So guys, okay, let's start. So select asterisk from Titanic, where passenger ID, passenger ID, passenger ID, passenger ID should be in, right, should be in select select passenger ID, passenger ID from Titanic, where, right? So first of all you have to write, wherever people has survived, right? So here you will just write where survived is equals to 1, survived is equals to 1, survived is equals to 1, order by age, order by age, order by age, and this will be descending, and then limit 5, limit 5 mostly, right? So limit 5 because we have to get top 5%. So now if you just execute this, right, Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. So just remove this limit. Hmm. So it will give you the top, all the passengers who have survived. But I wanted to have, top five. Oh, age is there. Age is there. Okay. Hmm. Santanu has done name is Titanic. Select age from Titanic. Order by age. Order by age is fine, but limit is not possible. So limit is not possible. Then that's the problem. Hmm. So basically, this limit used to work earlier. So if you see here, this version of MySQL doesn't support limit. So this is the most recent version, right? And that's why this is the problem. Outside limit, it will not serve the purpose. It will not serve the purpose because you wanted to have, mm, limit five. You wanted to have the top five from the internal. It will not serve the purpose actually. It will not serve the purpose because it is giving you the top five result like this 38. See, it is not arranged. I wanted this A's to be arranged, right? So what I can do, find the five oldest passenger who survived. Very simple. So I will just write select passenger ID from Titanic where survived equals to 1, and then I will just do one thing. I will make it easy. So let it be like this: select passenger ID and name like this, where survived is equals to 1, order by age, limit 5. Simple. I will just do like this. No need to uh, uh, you know do the subquery thing directly. Also you can do, right? This is the way, but I wanted to show you in the subquery result, but it doesn't matter. So you can just do like this. Okay, everyone. Limit outside the subquery. Hope you guys might have understood why that would not have served the purpose. That's not a correct thing, right? Right. Right. Now I actually want to give you little bit more advanced question, right? So let's see more advanced question and try to uh, figure it out. I'm not sure if you know uh, this is going to be fun or not, but let's see. Find the passenger, find the passenger, find the passenger, find the passenger with the highest fare who survived. With the highest fare who survived, so this is your first question, right? Now again, this is nothing but a where condition inside the subquery. Very simple. So you can just write select max of fare, select max of fare, right? from titanic from titanic from Titanic, where where survived is equals to 1. That's it, right? Where survived is equals to 1. You want like this, first thing, right? So, right, survived equals to 1, right? So you will get this is the maximum fare. Now what you can do, right? So you have to now select name fare from Titanic where fare is equals to this. Done, right? Easy. It was not that hard, right? Right. So this is how you will get the passenger, right? Right. Now next question, right? Right. Right. What should be the next question? Right. Right. So this is the question that is there. I'm not sure if this would be the correct one. Find the passengers Find the passengers who paid more than average fare of their embarked port, based on embarked port. Actually, this is the same pattern question that I had written earlier as well. So hopefully this actually gives the correct result, I don't know. So group by embarked. So this concept is actually really important. So if I just execute this here, uh, subquery returns more than one, so you can just write here all. So now if you execute here, you will get the value. All right. So for each embarked who has paid more than average fare, you will get the result. See, this time the value is correct. This time the result is correct. This time the result is correct. Earlier the result was not correct. But anyway, right. This is the understand. Right. Now this was all about nested query, but there are more things in the nested query that I am going to discuss. Right. So basically, till now we have seen there are three types of the subqueries. First one is row subquery. Then we have scalar subquery, row subquery, and then table subquery. But we have two more things. Actually, one more thing, and then there are use cases. Right. So here I will just write correlated subquery. Right. This is not actually a type, but uh, we'll see its significance. Correlated subquery. What is the meaning of correlated subquery? So if you remember, the subquery structure is something like this: select name, fare, something like this, and then where name is equals to, right, some other query. So this is your inner subquery, right? Right. This is outer subquery. This is outer subquery, right? Now, what is correlated subquery? Right. If your inner subquery is dependent on the result of outer subquery, right, right, then this is called as correlated subquery, right, right. So what is correlated subquery? Right, right, right. So, right, correlated subquery, right, I will just write it here. I will keep it here itself, right. Correlated subquery, correlated subquery, correlated subquery, subquery. When inner subquery or inner query is dependent on the execution of outer subquery, outer subquery. This is the understanding. Right, right, right. Now, now, here in this case, what will you do? Right, right, right. Passengers who paid, this was fine. Now here I will show you with an example. So let's say here nested subquery or correlated subquery, correlated subquery, subquery. So correlated subquery. Right, right. Find passengers. Find passengers. Actually, you already have seen this. Find passengers whose fare is higher than average fare, average fare of their respective class. This question is actually, I have to solve this respective class. This is the question. Right? Find passengers whose fare is higher than average fare of their respective class. Right. Now, this was the question I was trying to solve other way, if you guys remember. But the solution is slightly different. How it is? Select name, right? Name, P class, P class, right? Then from Titanic, Titanic. Let's say this table name will be T1. Right. Now, where fare is greater than, select average fare, average fare. So select average fare, right, from Titanic T2, from Titanic T2, from Titanic T2, right. So I'll rename it as T2, right, where T1 dot P class is equals to T2 dot P class. Simple. T2 dot P class, right, right, right. So what is happening here? See it carefully. This is very interesting, and we had also discussed in one of the class. Same question I remember. Today also I was stuck in the same question, right? but we have discussed this. So what will happen, how it will get executed? First I will execute this so that now it is clear, right? So first of all I will execute this, so these are the values, right? But how the query executes, right, I have already discussed it, but I will again discuss it. So let's say here we have, right, we have one table. This is a big table, right? So name, passenger class, and let's say anything, fare is also there, right? I will rename it as T1. So I am saying select name, passenger class from Titanic table T1 whose fare, now condition is on fare. Fare is greater than. Now again in the same table I will select the average fare, right, and say that it is Titanic T2 or let's say T2. So another replica of this table, and now I am saying select the average fare. Now the main part comes here where T1.p class, right? So wherever the passenger class is here, T1.p class is equals to T2.p class. So here also the p class will be there, let's say. So now wherever this p class is equal, you have to compare this fare with the average of this table fare. And if it is greater, then you will keep the values, otherwise not. This is the understanding. Right, right, got it everyone? Yes or no? Quickly, yes or no guys, quickly. Right, right, we already had discussed a couple of lectures back also the first subquery, I remember when I had introduced you. But is it clear everyone? Yes or no? Quickly. Right, right. Now the last question of this type of subquery, then we will also focus on some applications, right? So let's say find the survival percentage for each gender. Already we have seen this. Find the survival percentage of each gender. Of each gender. Already we have seen this. Same. I will just copy paste it. Right. Now this time I am doing with T1.6 into T2.6. Right. The same thing. So you can just execute this and you will get the same value that we had discussed. Right. 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 Now, subquery, here if you see, we are almost using in the select statement. See, select. Here we are using in where condition. Can we also use subquery, use subquery, maybe in let's say from? Can we also use in from statement? Can we use in having statement? Right, right. So the answer is yes. You can also use in from statement and having statement. One example, I will talk about example. Find the total number of survivors. Total number of survivors. Total number of survivors. Right, right, right. Now again, this is something that you can do any method, but I will write here using a subquery in from, in the from clause. I just want to show you that subquery can be used anywhere, right? But ideally, you could have done it easily. There's no any problem with it. In it, select count star from a table where survivor is equals to 1. You can just do that as well. But from, you can also do like this. From select asterisk from Titanic where survived equals to 1. You can do this as well, right? So this is the understanding. So here it is survivor, right? Similarly, right, this is your from, right, this is your from, and now you can also have having. So you can also do having. So in having also you can use it. So for example, find the class, find classes where average fare, average fare is higher than 30, higher than 30. So you can do this as well. Simple. You have to write group by, right? So select p class, and then average fare. So average fare from Titanic, from Titanic, Titanic, group by, group by p class, having, having average fare, having average fare is greater than select average fare where the fare is greater than 30. So here I will just copy paste this subquery. You can just like this, right? Right, right, something like this. uh Rajkumar is asking a very valid question, right? So there is no one, I guess, right? So, right, select classes where, so I can just keep this value low and just check it out, right? So here you will get this like this. But yes, now the question is there any specific purpose to use here? So basically, to be very honest, this is just to give you an idea that this is also possible. You will never use this much of nested subqueries, or you know subquery with table subquery or row subquery. Never use it, right? Right, right, right. Uh, can you explain the correlated subquery execution order? It's very easy. Always remember, this is very simple. So let's say correlated here. Where is correlated? This is correlated, right? Here. It will always execute first. That's it. Nothing else. It will try to execute first this one. But there is a condition, right? What is condition if you see here? Right. What is the condition here? Right, 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 right. The condition is that you know the fare, right, 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 should be greater than the nested subquery. Right. This is the thing. Right. It is the greater than. So how it will execute? See, I will just explain you. Better, I will just use notes. That's fine. So I will just write the query first. Select if with app. Just let me copy it. So we'll just copy it. Right, right. No, it is not visible. Leave it as it is. So let's say we have this query. Right. Select name p class. Select uh, execution order of correlated subquery. Correlated subquery. Right. Right. The select name p class. Name p class. Right. From Titanic T1. Titanic T1, where fare is greater than select average fare from Titanic T2. Let me know, guys, if the query is wrong. Titanic T2, where T1 dot p class is equals to T2 dot p class. I'm just like, okay, very good. This would be actually correct one if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is correct. Now, how it will be executed? Remember, guys, always remember, if you remember the order of execution, right? The first thing that will be executed was from. Now, this is a nested subquery, right? But this is correlated. So, this is your ideal inner query. So, first thing what will happen in this query, right? So, first thing, right? First, from will be executed, right? From will be executed of the outer query, right? Right. Why? Because the data is solved, right? So first of all, data is taken. So from directive one means this data set is ready. Now see the steps. I am writing it very carefully, right? Yeah, base data. Very good, Tanya. I forget the keyword. So base data is ready. Now for each row in T1, very simple. For each row in T1, the correlated subquery is executed. Correlated subquery is executed. That's it. Executed. Right. This is the thing. Then last, select of outer query. Outer query. So for each row of T1, this will be checked where fair is greater than average, where fair is greater than this, where fair is greater than this. Did you guys got this? Yes or no? Everyone, right? Right. Right. Now, will it be fast or it will be slow? See, thanks, Santanu, for asking this. Right, right. So since it executes, it executes once per row, executes once per row, executes once per row in the outer query, in the outer query. Given data set is large, given data set is large, data set is large, it will have slow performance. It will lead to slow performance. Lead to slow performance. Now the question is, if it will lead to slow performance, then what is the solution? What is the solution? Fine, it will, slow performance. Then what is the solution? So we have solution as well. Solution that I will solve this type of problem as well. The solution would be use a join, use a join first with a pre-computed pre-computed average average in a temporary table or CTE table or a CTE, common table expression. What is CTE? You don't need to worry about that. So you can use a join with pre-computed average. Right? Right. So this is something that you can do. Right. 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 This is something that you can do. Right. Right. So since it executes, right, right, one row each time, right, and that's why this can be a problematic thing. Right. Now you will be thinking, Ajay, if you have told till here, give us the optimized query as well. Yes, I will try to give you optimized query. I also don't know the solution. Right. Right. I also don't know the solution, but I will discuss this. Right. 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 I will try to do this. Right. So let's see it. Right. Right. Let's see it first. Order of execution of above query, of above query. Right. 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 We'll just use like this. Mhm. Step one. Step one. Step one. First, from of outer query will be executed. Will be executed. Executed. Step two. Step two. For each row of base data to create base data. To create base data. So for each row of base data, the inner query will be executed. This is the understanding. Now this will be a slow performance. This will be a slow performance given given slow performance given large data set. Now solution use a join on pre-computed average average or use CTE, right? So I will give you both the solution. First of all, let me do one solution. So CTE. So this is the understanding. Should I leave it or give a solution, guys? Give it a try. What do you think? Right. So first of all, I will just, all right, all right, all right, all right. Should I give it a try, guys, everyone? Let me try it out then. Right. Right. So select. I want name. Let's say name, and then passenger class. Right. So from Titanic. So let's assume that this is Titanic. This is table T1. See, this is table T1. So from T1, I want name, T1 dot name, and T1 dot P class. T1 dot P class. Fine. From T1. Now here I will do a inner join, right? Inner join, and this will be select, select P class average fare. Yes, now I will be able to do it. Average fare as average fare as average fare as average fare from Titanic, right, from Titanic, group by group by P class, right, right. This this and this I will name it as T2, right. So now this is T2 on, right. Join on what? T1 dot P class, T1 dot P class is equals to T2 dot P class. Wow, right. Where T1 where T1 dot average fare. So T1 dot fare is greater than T2 dot average fare. So T2 dot average fare. Yes, I think this should solve the problem. Average fare, fare, right, right. Now I will just execute this. So here you can just do this. This is something that you can do. Right, right, right. This is something that you can do. Right. Pius says I tell you that this. Okay, very good, Pius. But the idea is first you understand what is nested query in detail, then you talk about this, right? Right. Is it clear, everyone, how I did it? Right. You just need to compute a table with the average fare and join on the passenger class. Wherever it is greater than this, it will be there. Right. Right. So what will be the advantage here? I will just write like this as well. Why it is better? Why it is better? It is better. Very simple reason, right? Avoids avoids recomputing each time, recomputing for each row. You avoid this first thing. Second, right? Uh, it is like better performance because join actually is faster, right? Right, than subquery. Join is faster than subquery, than a subquery. This is the second thing. And third thing, more readable and maintainable. You can just write this as well, readable and maintainable, because you are able to see this now in a better way. That's the understand. Right. Same thing you can also do using CTE, right? Right. Using common table expression, right? But we have not studied common table expression. That's why I'm not talking about that. But let me try it, right? So it will be my revision as well, uh, with CTE, right? With uh, with common table expression, common table expression. So don't worry about this, right? Right. So with average fare here, I will just write like this. So group by passenger class, this will be my average fare, right? Select average fare, select passenger class of average fare as average fare from Titanic group by passenger class. Why this is an error? So let us know the servers split alter analyze. Arey yaar. Hmm. So this should now go. Okay, very good. So this is something now. What I can do, select t1 dot name, t1 dot p class. So t1 dot p class, p class, p class from Titanic, and this I will name it as t1, and then join, join, join. And now here, what I can do, join, right? Join average fare. So I have to join this average fare table, which is temporary one, average fare table. So let's say T2 on T1.p class is equals to T2.p class. And then again, last condition where T1.fare is greater than T2.fare. T2 dot average fare, avz fare, right? This should give you the same value, right? Y CTE and this better than subquery, so did you guys got it? Yes or no? This also solves the same thing that we had discussed, right? That why that was throwing an error, right? One question that I was stuck in, but hopefully now you guys have understood this. Yes or no, everyone? So far so good, right? Right, guys, this is thanks to Sudhanshu that you guys understood this. Actually, I had this in my mind when I was getting ready for this lecture to talk about the order of execution, but I had missed it, right? But better that you had asked, right? Anyone has any questions so far? Quickly, yes or no? Quickly, anyone has any questions to ask? Right, right. Yes or no? So far so good, everyone. Quickly, everyone good so far? Santanu says, sir, then what is the advantage of using whenever there is a small data set? So it is similar to lambda function, right? Right. Whenever there is some small query that you have to write, just do it. That's it. Right. So first of all, what is window? This is made up of two things: window and function. So what is window, guys? Right. So if you search on Google window, right? So what is window? If you just search it, window, right? What is there in window, right? See the image, right? You will find this window, right? This is window, everyone agrees to this. In the real world, this is the window, right? So if you have this wall, let's say if you have this wall, so can I say this part is the window? Yes or no? Maybe let's say this part is the window, this part is the window, something like this. This is one door of the window and this is another door of the window, right? So this is wall, right? This is window, right? Right. Now the same thing, same analogy we are going to see in MySQL as well, right? Consider this wall is nothing but the data, this wall as the data, and this window nothing but a subset of data or rows, subset of rows. That's it. So wall is data or many rows you can consider, so that you can relate it to, and window a subset of rows. So what is a window? Window is a subset of wall, right? Right. Similarly, we have data many rows. A subset of rows is window. Right. Now you must be thinking, Ajay, what the hell you are speaking about? Everything going above the head. Life is not fun. Right. Right. So what is this window function? How to define it? Right. 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 So if I have to write something, right, 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 in a very simple words, right, window functions are functions. Window functions are functions. Are functions. Window functions are functions that performs calculation calculation across a set of rows. That's it. Set of rows called window. Called window. Right? Actually, subset of rows. So, what is window? Window is subset of rows in a data, and that is what we are going to study. But now the question would be why? Why are we going to study window? See, guys, data is a big thing. Let's say there are thousands of rows of the data, right? And inside that data, you can have different subgroups. Everyone agrees to this or not? You can have subgroups. So, for example, let's say employee name. Already we have seen the employees table. Employee name, and then we have department. So everyone should agree on this, right? That there can be multiple department, HR, finance, engineering, right? So can I say, right? There are 1000 rows, then these all 1000 rows comprise of three departments. If there are only three departments, can I say this? Yes or no? So, or in other word, if this is data based on department, if you divide, then approx 33% is, let's say, HR. It can be lower than 33 or more than 33. I don't care. The point is this data is made up of three constituent, that is HR, finance, engineering. If you see with respect to department, if there are any other column, right, this subdivision will be many. So the point is, why window function? So window function is important, right, to have analytics on subset of data. This is the most important thing, right? 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 Clear? Till now, is it clear? Little bit. I'm not expecting this, lot of clarity, but little bit should be clear. Yes or no? Can I agree? Little bit is clear. Little bit, yes or no? Everyone, right? Everyone, all my tiger and tigress. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, I will give this with an example because first of all, I will just write here window. So, what is window? Window, window. So that you don't need to even look at this notebook. You just need to see the SQL query, right? Right. Actually, uh, okay, this also I have written. This also I have written. Okay, I think you don't need this PDF, right? So the question is, what is window? Right, right. Analogy, analogy. Wall is data. Window is subset of wall. Similarly, or let's say window is subset of wall. Similarly, in SQL, window is subset of rows. This is the first thing. This is the first thing. Now, why? Why? Right? Right? A lot of analytics can be done on subset of rows. Done on subset of rows. Subset of rows. That's the thing. Very good. Not a problem. Now we will start with a very simple question. And for that, please go to please go to this drive that already I have shared earlier, right? And there you will find a schema employee DB for Windows function that I already had uploaded at 3 p.m. today. please go ahead and download that, right? Once downloaded, please import that in the SQL here, right? So here I will just make another script, right? So window, right? So please, how to first download that script, and then here go to this, open SQL script as, then you will find this script where it is MySQL, in MySQL schema employee DB for Windows function. You can just get this like that, right? Right. So I'll also save this, Control S. So here I can just write SQL query 5 joins. So here I will write SQL query 6 subqueries. Right. 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 That says dataset. That is the dataset. You please download that script. Right. In that script only, you have the dataset. Right. You download this dataset. Download this script and import as I had mentioned. This has the data. Okay. Daksh. Yes or no? So everyone did it. Right. Right. Sir, link available. What are you asking, Daksh? Link available. I have sent the link. I just sent the link in the chat. Right. 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 Now, everyone, please do it. Everyone did it. You guys have to do the thing. Just open this. You have downloaded the script file. Open SQL script. Just click on this. Open. The moment you open, you will get like this. Control A and just execute this. Nothing else. Here you will find employee DB created, and there will be table called employee. Right. 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 Now moving ahead. So let's say now you are going to use employee DB. So I am going to use this employee DB. Very good. Right. Execute this. See here it has now bold, and now employee table, select asterisk from employee. So this is your thing. So employee ID, employee name, department name, salary, bonus, and hire date. Right. Now, guys, we have understood what is window. So, right, a subset of rows. If you do analysis, then you say that is a window function. But how window is defined? Right. So window specification is defined. See here, using the over clause. Using the over clause. It is a keyword. Over clause in SQL. Clause in SQL. Using the over clause in SQL, which specifies the partitioning, partitioning, and ordering of the rows. Ordering of the rows. Ordering of the rows. Of the rows that window function will operate on. That window function will operate on. Don't worry about this. I will explain everything. Operate on. Right. Right. I will explain everything. Right. I will explain everything. I will make sure that this concept is crystal clear with you guys. This should be at any cost pretty much clear. So select star from employee. Now one more comment I will just write. Window functions are like group by. Now I have written whatever I was supposed to write. Right. Now the explanation. starts from here. So the first question, here you have data: employee id, employee name, department name, salary, bonus, hire date. Question is very simple: find find the average salary for each department. Easy question. Department. Easy question, right? Very good. So what you will do, select department name, and then average salary, salary, see, average salary, right? Then you can just write from employee, employee, right? Group by department, right? Group by department, department name, right? Very easy. See here. So you had department name, there is null value, average salary is this, engineering is this, finance is this, HR is this, IT is this, marketing is this. Yes or no, everyone? Right? Right? This is the thing that I have taught you till now. But now that is completely fine. Right? That is completely fine. But now the question is, let's say in the above query, I also want I also want employee name. How can I get it? That is the question. Let's say in above query, I also want employee name. Can I get it this way? So let's say I will just write it here. Maybe let's say uh, select department name, employee name, employee name. Like this. Can I do this? Yes or no? Everyone? Yes? Everyone? Yes or no? Can I do this or not? Everyone has to speak up quickly. Right? Right. The moment you do, Rajkumar says yes. No, Rajkumar. We cannot do. The moment you do, it will throw an error. Select list is not in group by. So basically, what happens whenever you use group by, right? Right. Whenever you use group by, always either whatever by what you are doing the group by or whatever you are aggregating, only these columns should be present. Aggregator column or group by column, but this should not be there. Right. Right. It will throw error. It will throw error. Reason being, right, because employee name is not the part of not the part of not the part of not the part of aggregation or group by column. Simple, right? This is the reason. Then what is the solution? Now the question is, what is the solution? What is the solution? Then solution is, one of the solution is, not one, this is the only solution. Other solution is to do join, but again, that is another thing. We will be using window function. And as mentioned, window functions is defined by using over clause. So let's see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write select asterisk everything average of salary. See it, average of salary, right? Then I will write over clause, right? Over clause, and then I will just write from employee. So what will happen here, right? So you have created a window. The meaning is you have created a window right? And the complete salary column, all the salary column together is the window here. If you are not providing anything inside over, it means salary is your window. Now if you execute this, see what will happen. It is interesting. Now you have employee name, department name, salary, bonus, hire date, and average salary of all the column. See, sorry, of all the rows. This is the average salary of all the rows. But actually, what you want? You didn't wanted that. You want something like this, right? You want something like this. You want something like this. Department name, average salary, but also the employee names, whatever employee names are there. So in that case, first of all, what is over? By default, complete salary column is the window. Column is the window. Now here, if you write one more thing, so I'll just copy this. Now if you just write one thing, that is very easy, that is subgroup. So how will you write subgroup? So here you have to write partition by, partition by, and here inside this you can just write department name. Partition by simply means partition by, partition by means subgroup, subgroup. That's it. So you are having a window over all the subgroup of department name. So now if you execute this, uh, department name spelling is wrong. So if you execute it now, see it carefully. This Akash Sharma, Anita Reddy, and Aditya, right? Say it carefully. Akash Sharma, Anita Reddy, and Aditya Roy, where department name is null, and now you are getting the average salary. You can calculate the average salary of here also 79,000, 67,000, 65,000. See, it has done the same thing. So if you just execute this, group by department name, you will find 70,000. See 70,000, 86,000. Now, same thing here. If you see 70,000, 86,000, you are getting the same value. But now this is repeated for each of the rows with all other information from the base table. Right? 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 See, engineering. Rajesh Verma engineering. Right? This is the salary. And here see, average salary is repeated. So can I say window functions are similar to aggregation function or group by? Right? Right? Where it is? Are like group by, but the values will be repeated. Values will be repeated such that the values will be repeated such that, right, all other information from base table can also be there, can also be in the output, in the output. That is the understanding. Now I will take a pause and see how much you guys have understood. Do you guys got some, you know, uh, understanding that what is happening here? Yes or no? Everyone, quickly, guys. Yes or no? Right, 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 right. Everyone, yes or no? Rajkumar says little bit. What about other people? Right, right. Some. But where did you face the problem in understanding? Can you explain me? Where you face the problem? Right. I will again compare the result. So this is your department name. Right. Right. Oh, why it is so? Sorry, what I'm doing. This employee name is a problematic thing. So here, so this is thing. right? The question is very simple. This is a department name. This is the average salary, right? The question is very simple. Can you also have other details from the base table? The answer is no. You tried doing it, it will throw an error. See, here it was throwing an error, right? Then what is the solution? So you have window functions, right? Right. How it will be used? So here, if you don't provide any subset here, then it will take the complete data as subset, and that's how you got the average salary, right? So if you just execute it, right, you got the average salary. If you just calculate the average salary also, you will get the same thing. Even if you just remove it, you will find the value as 76,000, right? uh, I will show you. Select average salary, average salary, salary from employee. Just to do this, you will get the same result. See, 76,000. And if you see this also, here you have 76,000. Only difference is here the aggregated value will be only once. Here the aggregated value will be repeated so that you can have more analysis. Right? That's why I have written here. If you remember, window functions are like group by or aggregation, group by or aggregations, but the values will be repeated such that all other informations from the base table can also be seen in the output, right? For analysis, right? For analysis. That's it. This is the understanding. What is the syntax? Over, and inside this over you have to write, if you want subset, then partition by or group by. Partition means group by, right? Means subgroup, or that is like group by. Group by this column name by employee. Is it clear now, everyone? I am slow, but this should be clear. If not, then that's the problem, right? Right. 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 Now, guys, this is fine. Life is good till here. But the real problem starts now. There are a lot of group by functions. And the first type of, I'm saying group by, sorry, lot of, there are different types of, different types of Windows function. Windows functions. Right. First one is ranking functions. Ranking functions. And in this ranking functions, we are going to study rank, dense rank, rank, and row number. Row number. This is something that we are going to study first. Right? Should I move ahead now? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys, quickly. Right? Everyone, should I move ahead now? Right? Very good. So again, rank, dense rank, row number. So as usual, we will start with a question. Right? More practice, more confident we will be. Rank employees based on salary, and salary will be descending order. Descending order. You have to rank the employee based on the salary. Can you guys do it? Right. I'm not expecting anything, but at least do till here. Over, partition by department name. Do this. That's it. Right. In fact, partition by, leave it. Leave it. Just do order by. Right. So if you remember, I have mentioned generally in this over you have two things: either partition by, that is group by, or order by, like sorting the values. Right. So here rank employees based on salary on overall data. Overall data. Remember, it's not based on department, on overall data. So what you will do? So let's select employee ID, select employee ID, then we have employee name, then we have department name, right? Then we have salary, right? Now this is very interesting. Over clause, over, over. Here you have to write order by, right? Salary. So why I am not writing partition by? Because this is not asked. It has not asked based on department. It is saying based on overall data. So order by salary, right? And here you can just write descending, right? Now this is fine, but you have to rank it. How will you rank? So here you have to write rank function. So just the syntax is write a rank over order by salary descending as rank position. Rank position. Done. And this from employee. Easy. Now execute this. This is your rank function. So here if you see employee name Manoj has the highest salary 95,000. Rank position is 1. 94,000 rank position is 2. Now everyone, a lot of people has 94,000, 94,000, right? So that's why you see rank 2. A lot of many number. See here. So here if you see 95,001, 94,000 rank 2, 9 rank 2, rank 2, rank 2. So a lot of people has rank 2 because all have same salary, right? But there is one peculiar thing. If you see the next value here in 92,000, you will realize that rank is 6. So what has happened? Right, right. SQL says in rank function, I will give the rank value same if the value is same. Assign the same rank if the value is tied. But as soon as new value comes, I will skip the rank which was supposed to be given if value would not have been same, right? So first, second, ideally third, fourth, fifth would have been given and this would have been sixth. So that's why here it has been given sixth, right? So what is rank doing? Right, right, right. What is rank doing? Assign assign rank is keeping numbers if salaries are tied, right? Right. This is rank. Same thing can also be done based on dense rank, right? Where I have written, oh, I have written here, sorry guys, this should be copied to here, right? But if we don't want to skip want to skip want to skip we will use dense rank. We will use dense rank. So what I am going to do, I will just copy the same thing. So I will copy it here. So I have copied like this. And instead of rank, now I will write dense rank. Simple. Dense rank. Dense rank. Dense rank. That's it. Right. So now what dense rank will do? Let's say it. So if you see dense rank position is 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. But now when the new value came, that is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Say 1, 2, 3. Right. 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 So what does dense rank do? Right. Unlike unlike rank, unlike unlike rank, right? Does not escape does not escape rank for duplicate salaries. Please remember this. Right. Please remember this. Right. I will talk about the use cases. Don't worry. Don't worry about that, Tanya. Right. Because there's one more concept, row number. Then I will come to that. Right. Did you guys understood rank and dance rank? Right. Right. Everyone, yes or no? Right. Right. Everyone, quickly. Right. Very good. So now, if you have understood so far, right, 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 right. Then we have something called row number. Right, right, right. So what is row number? Right. What is the row number? Same thing. But one thing here, if you see rank, dense rank, whatever you have seen so far, right, is assigning a rank, and based on the values or based on equal numbers, it will just increase the value or decrease the value. Not decrease, it will increase the value. Right, right, right. But row number, it will give you a continuous number. It will give you a continuous number. Right. It will be a continuous number. You don't need to actually worry if the values are repeated or if the values are not repeated. And how to do that? Very easy. Just copy this. You will just again copy this. So when you copy this, right, row number, so row number, so just copy this, and you will just write here, instead of dense rank, here you can just write row number. So row number, row number. Done. Right. Done. See here. Rank position is 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Right. Right. This is sequential number. Right. 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 Now to make you guys understand it more, I will just go to this and I will show you. So let's say here name and salary is there. Right. Or let's say anything would have worked. Name is A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Salary is 200, 200, then 300, then 300, or let's say 400, then 500, and then let's say 600, or let's say 400. So what is the rank? Rank is easy. 1, 1, this value will be 3, then this will be 4, 4, this will be 6. Dense rank, dense rank, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Row number, row number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the understanding. Right. But now the question is, what is the use case? Why it is necessary to have rank, dense rank, and row number? See, I will write 3 points. Example. First, rank. Very useful when you want to maintain, when you want to maintain the correct ranking while acknowledging the while respecting the acknowledging the ties. Very hard word to speak. Right, right. So whenever you are in a situation where you want to acknowledge the tie, then you have to use rank. Right. Example, right? Example, gaming. Whenever you play some gaming, some sales, right? Competition, right? In all of these things, you cannot skip some rank. No, I told opposite. Right. Gaming scales competition. So, for example, let's say in a competition, 50,000 is the amount. Right. Now there are two first. Right. What they will do? They will just split, saying that okay, two first is there, first, and the third. Only these three people will get. This is the example. Right. But again, this depends on the situation. However you want. It is not that some hard and fast rule. Then we have dense rank. Dense rank. Dense rank. When you need consecutive ranking. When you need consecutive ranking numbers without gap. Right. And finally, row number. Right. Let's say you want to select. You want to select a unique per group. Row per group. Example, top salary in each department. This is the use of row number. Right. Right. Similarly, dense rank. What could be one of the probable example? Right. So let's say if you want top three selling product, top three selling product, selling product. You will never want that first, let's say two, three products are repeated, then there is no any third rank. You want as many as product in the top list. Obviously, use dense rank. That's it. Right. 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 Now, dense rank. Sorry, row number. Bank wants the latest transaction. Latest transaction. Now, in this case, even if the transaction value is repeated, it doesn't care. Right. It doesn't care. Right. It will just make sure give me the latest transaction. They will use row number. Right. 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 Is it clear? Yes or no? Everyone. Clear so far? Yes or no, guys? Right. Right. Quickly. Right. Right. Tanya, is it clear? Very good. Should I now move ahead? Right. Right. Now, guys. Now. Now. We have understood rank, dense rank, and row number. Also, we have understood the use cases. Now, I want to show this all of these three things in one query. So now, guys, you have to write the query. Compare rank, rank, dense rank, dense rank, and row number, row number, row number, right? For the data, for the given data, given data. You guys have to write this query. Please try it out. Everyone, quickly. Right. Right. Everyone, just try it out. Now we have seen rank, dense rank. Now all of these three things together, I want to compare the value. Just try it out. Anyone trying it out? No one? Right. Santanu has written the query. Very good. Rishikesh has written the query. Very good. Right. So everything in one go here. If you see, select employee ID, employee name, department name, salary. Here rank, dance rank, and row number. If you just execute this, you will find all the things in one go. All right. Right. Now, let's say you want to select, or let's say minimum, maximum salary, right? Salary for each department. For each department. For each department, you have to find minimum and maximum salary. Try it out, guys. Now, right? Now you know the concept of window function. Also, we have discussed the rank function, dense rank, row number. But here, one thing more: minimum and maximum, right? Right, of each of the department. Try it out. Minimum, maximum salary for each department. Right. Trying. Very good. Very good. People have done it. Right. 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 Very good. Right. 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 Very good. Sada has done, Rishikesh has done, Santanu has done, Tanes. Very good. So now I'm just leaving it. Right. Please try it out. Whoever has not done, please try it out. Right. If you want me to write the query, I can just write it. Right. Right. It is easy. So select asterisk. First thing, then max of salary. Right. Here you can just write over here, over, right, over, over. Then here you can just write partition by, partition by, partition by, right. Department name, department name. That's it. Department name. Right. Just do this thing. Right. Then rest is done. Right. Right. So from employee, let's say you just write from employee, employee. Right. So let's say it here. If you see from employee, this is the maximum salary that you have got. Now, once you have done, so here you can just write over partition by, select star max salary, right? Right, as max salary. So this, okay, here you cannot alias as max salary, as max salary, right? So now if you execute, this is your maximum salary. Now, once you have done this, same thing, you just have to repeat, right? Instead of this max salary, now you can just write min salary. That's it. So now over minimum salary, partition by department name, then just write mean salary, and done, and done. See here, max salary and mean salary in the each of the group, you will find it. Now, this is fine. This is fine. Right. This is fine. Right. Actually, this question will be, again, I will be talking about this. So, because there is one thing that I have to discuss here. Right. And a very, very important thing. Right. The concept of frames. So, we'll talk about this again. Right. So, that's why I'm putting it here. Now, let's raise the bar, right, and answer this question that is usually asked in the interviews. Find top 3 highest paid employees in each department. This is the question that is asked always. Find top 3 highest paid employees in each department. This is the question that is generally asked in the interview. Right, 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 right. How will you do? Right. Simple. Select employee ID. Very good. Employee name. Very good. Employee name. Right. Then department name, and then salary. Very good. Now here you have to rank it. Rank. Now over partition by. Partition by. Partition by. Department name. Department name. Then you have to order by. Order by. Order by salary. And this should be salary. This should be descending order. Right? And this will be called as department rank. Right? And this you will do from employee. So if you just do it, here you will get department rank. So for example, Akash Verma didn't had any department, so salary you got, he got 1 rank. Anita Reddy, second rank. Aditya Roy, third rank in this group. Right. Similarly, Rohan, engineering, first rank. Swati, second rank. Samir, third rank, because the values are same. And then again, this is sixth rank, seventh rank. Right. So this is how you got the rank. Now, what you want in each of the department, wherever rank is less than 3, you want that. Right. Now, how can you do this? Everyone. How can you do this? Right. 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 That says, can we use limit? No. Here you cannot use limit. Try it. So if you try it, limit here, limit 3. What will happen? See, check the manual command. So here you cannot use the limit. Inside over clause, you cannot use the limit here. Then what will happen? Right. Santanu has answered it. Right. Very good, Santanu. So you have to write simple select asterisk. Simple. Select asterisk from, right. So already we have seen the nested query. Select asterisk from this, right. And now where department rank is less than equals to 3. See? And now if you see, okay. So here you can just write T1. So T1 dot department rank is less than 3. What is happening? Select a string. Sir, outside alias. What is the outside alias? This department rank. Have I done something? This department rank. Oh, okay. This you are saying as department rank. Like this. This is not the thing. As department rank. Department rank. Department rank. Rank. Oh, this I have done wrong. So as T1, this should be like this. As T1 and then department rank. This is correct. So here now, if you see, with respect to each of the department, you will get only top 3 people. Obviously, if the rank is repeated, it's okay. But 1, 2, 3 here, right? In engineering, see here, 1, 2, 3, top 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, only 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So these type of questions will for sure be asked in the interview. The same thing can be also answered with CTE, but I haven't taught you. But I had written a CTE solution, but I haven't taught you as of now. So this is a solution that will give you the same result. Common table expression, using common table expression, the same thing, but I haven't taught you, right? So we will study in next class. We will study later. So this is the understanding. Now, guys, one question I had given you: find the minimum, maximum salary for each department. Find minimum, maximum salary for each department. And now, if you execute this, this is going to be very, very interesting problem. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but actually, if you see this value, maximum value is 79,000 and this is 79,000. Minimum is 65,000, 65,000, 78,000, 78,000, 78,000, and 92,000. Right? 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 This is the result. Very good. Not a problem. Right? Not a problem. So now I will again copy back to the original position where I wanted to keep it. Because now I will show you a very interesting thing. I will show you a very, very interesting thing. So this was about rank, dense rank, row number, and questions associated with that. We also have another function. So I had told you there are many Windows functions, right? So now we are going to see that was rank based function. Now we are going to see value based functions. Value based functions, right? So till here, right? So where it was, there are different types of Windows functions, ranking functions, this. Then we have value based functions. Value based functions. And in this value based functions, we are going to understand the concept of frames, concept of frames, first value, first value, last value, last value, right? Last value, value, and nth value, nth value. So we are going to see everything in detail. So first of all, try to understand this value based functions based on, you know, problem statement. Problem statement is simple: get highest paid employee per department. Let's say this is the question, right? So how will you find, right? Again, just first copy this, right? So whatever thing was there, you can just copy this, right? Row number or anything. Maybe I will just copy this one. I will copy this one, not a problem. So the question is, get the highest paid employee per department. So obviously, employee ID, employee name, department name, salary. Here, you will partition by department name, right? Order by salary as highest salary. Let's say as highest salary. Let's say as highest salary. But here, as highest salary. But here, one thing that you want highest salary value. So you will use first value. First value. Simple. You will use first value. And here, let's say you will write salary. So you want salary, the highest salary, another row as the highest salary for each of the group. Right. Right. So you will just do first value. See it carefully. So now if you just execute this, see here. In this Akash Verma, what is the highest salary? 79,000. So that's how you got 79,000. See 67,000, 79,000. Again 65,000, 79,000. Because in this group, the highest value was this. Yes or no? Everyone? This is your highest salary. Similarly, in this group, what is the highest value? So if you see, the highest value is 92,000, and that's why you got highest salary repeated 92,000. Simple. Now, actually, instead of salary, let's say you want employee name repeated. Can you get that? Right. Right. So now the question is, instead of salary, you want employee name repeated. Can you do so? The answer is yes. So first value salary, here you can write employee name. So whoever will have the highest value, those employee name, that employee name will be repeated. See here, Akash Verma has the highest value in this group. That's why Akash Verma. Here Rohan Vansal was having the highest value. That's why Rohan Vansal. Then Ramesh Yadav you will see repeated from here. This is the understanding. Easy. So this is the use of first value. This was easy, not a problem. And now actually problem starts from here, right? And the problem is when you will start solving the question. But before that, everyone is on the same page till here. Have understood what is first value? Yes or no? Quickly, right? Right, guys, believe me, even if you are understanding 80 to 90% of this, right, you are doing really a good job, right? Because in SQL this is the most hardest part, right? So now, right, right, yes Praveen, correct, right, right. Now 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 next question. Get lowest paid employee per department. Get lowest paid employee per department. So now what I will do? Instead of first value, I will just write last value. Very good, Sada. So I will just put last value. So first value and then last value. Execute this. Wow! Very good. You have got some values. But there is a problem. There is a problem. Anyone observed the problem? Answer me. Anyone has observed the problem? What is the problem? Let me see. How many of you have observed? Right, 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 right. See it carefully. Right. So what I will do, instead of employee name, I will just write salary maybe. Then you might observe it very carefully. Salary. So you want, why I have changed this? The salary I have to change in the lower value. Right. So if you observe one thing, then answer me, in this group, what is the lowest salary? In this group, what is the lowest salary? Answer me. Lowest salary in this group is 65,000. Then why come here the values are this? Why come the value is this? Lowest salary. Right. See here. Arey yaar, what I am doing? Due to this Zoom, this is the problem happening. The recent code is lowest salary. See here. Here it should be supposed to be 65,000. But here 79,000, 67,000, then 75,000 is coming. Right? Right. So it leads to the concept of frames. Right? Right? Right. So if you see, if you see the result of ever query carefully, the result is wrong. Is wrong. To get it correct, we need to understand the concept of frames. What is this concept of frames? Right. What is the concept of frame? Right. So whenever you define a window, right? Whenever you define a window function, so can I say you want to have values in a range? Yes or no? In a range. So for each of the group, let's say group A, group A, group B, you want to have some calculation in this range? Yes or no? Everyone, right? This range formally is called as frame, right? Right, right. And there are four types of frame. Four types of frame, right? Frame. So four types of range. First one is rows between, very important guys, unbounded precedings, unbounded preceding, and current row. Current row. Second one is rows between one preceding and one following. And one following. Third, rows between unbounded preceding and unbounded following. Following. Then we have rows between three preceding and two following. It can be now then again any number, two following. But these are four standard things. What are these? We will understand it very easily. It's a very easy thing, but people make it tough. Unbounded simply means the first value. Unbounded preceding means first value. Right? Unbounded preceding means first value. Preceding means first. Following means last value. Right? And by default, this is the value. By default, it is unbounded preceding and current row. What is the meaning of this? To understand this, let's go to the result. Right. Now, result is very simple. Let's say you have rows between unbounded preceding, unbounded preceding, and current row. This is by default. Now answer me guys, a very simple question. If I start taking this as a current row, so let's say this is the row. So can I say this is my current row and also the first row? Yes or no? in this group, in the group, everyone, true or not? Rows between unbounded preceding means first, current row. So for this current row, I have to take rows between first row and current row. So what is the first row here, everyone? For this current row, Akash, what is the first row? Quickly answer this. For the current row, Akash, what is the first row? Right. Akash only. Right. Right. So now you have to take rows between Akash and the current row. So last value between first value and current row. But here the first value is also 79,000 and current value is also 79,000. So that's why the last value or the lowest value you see is 79,000. Now come to second position, Anita Reddy. Here again, last value this time, so current value this time is 67,000. Again, the first value is again in this group 79,000. So you have to find last value between these two rows. So again, last value or the lowest value is 67,000, and this is how you got 67,000 again. Again, you come to this Aditya Roy. So in case of Aditya Roy, again, first value remain as it is 79,000. This is 79,000. 79,000 is the first value. The last value here is current row is 65,000. And now if I ask what is the low value between this, then again you will say 65,000. So that's how you got 65,000. But this is not correct for the first two cases, because in the group 65,000 is the lowest. So ideally 65,000 should have been here as well, 65,000 should have been here as well, and 65,000 should have been here as well. Similarly, here in engineering group, Rohan Bansal, current row is this, first row is this, minimum value of current row and first row 92,000. Fine. Again, Swati Bhatnagar, current row is this, and the first row is again 92,000. Minimum value between these two, again 88,000. Again, this is wrong. Ideally, the lowest value, that is 78,000, should be repeated here. 78,000, 78,000, 78,000, 78,000, 78K, 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 like this. So first of all, did you guys understood this problem? Yes or no? Right. Right. Everyone. Right. Now, guys, if you have understood this problem, then what is the solution? Right. 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 What is the solution? Right. So, in the frames, to get it correct, right, we have four types of frame. Right. So, first of all, uh, try to understand what is a frame. So, I'll just write few things. A frame is a in a window, in a window function. Function is a subset of rows within the partition. Rows within the partition that that determines the scope of window calculation, right? Right. Now the frame is defined frame is defined using two clauses. Rows rows. What does rows do? Right. How many rows to be included? how many rows to be included, and we have between 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 clause specifies the boundary of frame, the boundary of frame. That's the understanding, right? Now there are four types of frames, right? Right, rows between, four types of frame, right? So I'll just here like this, star. So first one is rows between between unbounded unbounded preceding actually these are keywords, remember, and current row. That's why I'm writing this thing, current row, right? Right. What is the meaning of this? Means that it means that it means that the frame includes the frame includes, right, 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 all rows from the of the partition beginning of the partition up to the current row, up to the current row, up to including the current row. And this is what we have seen just now, current row, right? This was first, rows between, right? Second one, second one is rows between one preceding, preceding, and one following, right? So what it includes? Current row, right? Current row and current row, mm, or and let's say previous row, immediate immediate previous, and next row, right? In that group. Third one, rows between. This is something that we are going to use, right, a lot. Rows between, right? Unbounded preceding, and unbounded following. Unbounded preceding and unbounded following. Following. So what is the meaning of this? This frame frame includes the current row, right? Or let's say frames includes all the rows in partition. So between the first row and the last row, partition, right? That is example, first row and last row of the group, or partition. And the last, fourth one is rows between three preceding, right? Preceding and two following. Now preceding, spelling is wrong, preceding and two following. Now this you obviously now understand, right? Two following. So current minus 3 and current plus 3, current plus 3 plus current plus 2. So between this between, right? So this is the understanding, right? This is the understanding. Now let's try to no use here, right? Right. In this case, in this case, in this case, we will use rows between unbounded preceding and unbounded following, bounded following. That is something that we are going to use. So what I will do, I will just copy the same code now, right? Where is the code? Right. Here it is the code. So I'll just copy this code, right? Right. So here the result was wrong. So let's say I will just again execute this. So first of all, I will just close this bracket, star close like this, and now I will execute this. So this is the understanding. But now, how to do this? Right. So here, right, 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 right. Here you have to write, right, descending, right. Here you have to add one more thing, between rows between, right, unbounded. Please someone check the spelling as well. Unbounded preceding and unbounded following, following, like this. Done. And now if you execute and see here, the lowest salary 65,000, 65,000, 78, 78,000. Now it is giving you the correct result. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Quickly. Did you guys understood this? Everyone, right? So this is the level of depth that I wanted you guys to reach in the Windows function, right? Last question of the day, because there are a lot of things still left. So I think there will be one more class on Windows and CTEs, right? So find third highest salary in each department. This is the last question that will be for today. Find third highest salary in each department. So first value, last value already we have seen, but we hadn't seen the nth value. So you can just write nth value. So what you can do here, so there is a generic case. What you can do, select employee ID, employee name, department name, salary. Simply write instead of first, last, nth value, and write what nth value you want over partition by department name, something like this, and the third highest. Now if you execute, this will be your third highest. If the values are not there, it will give you null value. Otherwise, wherever it is third highest, it will give you the third highest. See, submit the size, it was the third highest, and so on. Wherever there will be no value, it will give you a null value. So this is the understanding. There are a lot of other Windows function. Actually, this is till here only it is taught the Windows function, but we will see a lot of things: lag, lead, over, average, sum, rows between, percentile, quantile. So we'll see a lot of things. I have planned that, right? So it will take, I guess, more one lecture, but this is the understanding. And believe me, whatever SQL you have studied, that is good. But if you have understood this, right, Windows function, other than after this also, there is no any CTs are not important, UDFs are not important, nothing is important other than indexing and you know normalization, right? Right, because that is for interview perspective, but window function is very much used in analytics. So that would be all for this